Ladies and gentlemen, life is a journey filled with wisdom. And the older we get, the more we realize that wisdom is not just about what we say, it's also about what we choose to keep to ourselves. There comes a time in life, especially after 70, when experience has taught us that some truths are best carried quietly to the grave. Not everything needs to be shared. Not every battle needs to be fought in words, and not every lesson must be spelled out. Today I want to talk about 6 things you must keep secret from your family until your last breath, not because you are hiding, but because you are protecting. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens a human soul can carry. As we age, we often reflect on the paths we have taken, the choices we made, and the moments we wish we could change. Some of these regrets may stem from opportunities missed, words left unspoken, or even mistakes that altered the course of our lives. It is natural to want to unburden ourselves by sharing these regrets with those we love, but wisdom teaches us otherwise. Imagine sitting down with your children or grandchildren and telling them about the business deal that failed decades ago, the job you turned down that could have changed everything, or the time you hesitated and lost someone dear. What would it accomplish? Would it give them clarity, or would it burden their minds with sorrows that do not belong to them? Regrets are deeply personal. They are stitched into the fabric of our souls, woven from the threads of our unique experiences. When we share them, we risk transferring an unnecessary weight to those we love. Your children, no matter how old, do not need to carry the guilt of choices they never made. They do not need to live under the shadow of your past regrets, questioning their own decisions based on the lessons you wish you had learned differently. Furthermore, regrets often change their shape over time. What seemed like a failure in your youth might have been a necessary detour that led to something greater. What you once lamented as a mistake may have been the very thing that built your resilience, your strength, and your wisdom. But if you share that regret in its raw form without the full picture, it may sow confusion rather than insight. There is also the danger of disrupting the peace of those who look up to you. A family is like a tree, its roots firmly planted in the values, stories, and legacies passed down from generation to generation. If in your final years you uproot their understanding of your life by expressing deep regrets, you risk shaking their foundation. They may begin to wonder if the life they admired was built on disappointment, if the love they received was ever enough, if they too will look back with sorrow rather than gratitude. Instead of sharing regrets, share lessons. Instead of speaking of missed opportunities, speak of the wisdom gained. If you carry regrets, let them be transformed into silent prayers for those who come after you, guiding them in unseen ways. Let them become the foundation of silent wisdom, allowing the next generation to walk forward without the weight of what you wish had been different. Your private financial struggles are one of the most personal aspects of your life, and after 70, wisdom demands that you keep them to yourself. Money, or the lack of it, has the power to shape relationships, influence decisions, and even create unnecessary burdens on those you love. While it may seem natural to share your financial hardships with your family, perhaps in the hope that they will understand your sacrifices or offer help, it is often wiser to remain silent. When you disclose your financial struggles, you risk shifting a responsibility onto your children or grandchildren that may not be theirs to carry. They love you, and love often comes with a deep sense of obligation. Even if they are not in a position to assist, they may feel guilty for not being able to help. This silent guilt can fester, leading to stress and strain in their own lives. Some may even begin making sacrifices that harm their own financial stability in an effort to support you, creating a cycle of struggle that affects generations. Additionally, revealing your financial difficulties can change the way your family sees you. A parent, especially one who has always been seen as strong and independent, carries a certain image in the minds of their children. When you speak openly about money problems, that image may shift not in a way that inspires respect, but in a way that fosters worry, or in some cases even disappointment. They may begin to question past financial decisions, wondering if you could have done things differently. Some may offer unsolicited advice, questioning your choices or even trying to take control of your finances, believing they know what is best for you. Then there is the issue of inheritance. Money can bring out both the best and the worst in people. If your family believes that you are struggling financially, some may distance themselves out of fear of being asked for help, while others may become overly concerned with what will happen to your assets when you pass. Even among the most loving families, financial matters have a way of creating tension, misunderstandings, and divisions. It is also important to consider the dignity that comes with financial discretion. Life has taught you resilience, and your struggles have shaped you into the person you are. There is no need to expose every hardship, every unpaid bill, or every financial regret. Instead, focus on managing what you have wisely and maintaining your independence to the best of your ability. Seek advice privately if needed, but do not allow your financial state to become a topic of conversation within your family. Rather than sharing struggles, share wisdom. Teach your loved ones the value of financial discipline, the importance of saving, and the power of wise investments. Let your life be an example of how to navigate financial challenges with grace and strength. Your family does not need to know every difficulty you face. They only need to see the courage with which you face them. Your personal disappointments in family members are something that after 70 you must carry with grace and silence. Every family has moments of hurt, unmet expectations, and relationships that did not unfold as hoped. As a parent, grandparent, or elder, you have likely watched family members make decisions that frustrated you, hurt you, or even broke your heart. You may have wished that a son had chosen a different career, that a daughter had married differently, or that a grandchild had lived up to their full potential. Yet, wisdom teaches us that voicing these disappointments often does more harm than good. One of the greatest truths about family is that love does not require perfection. No one is perfect, not even you. The same way you made choices in your youth, some wise, some mistaken, your family members have their own paths to walk. If you choose to express your disappointments openly, you risk creating wounds that may never heal. Words spoken in frustration or sorrow can echo in the hearts of your children or grandchildren for years, making them feel as if they were never enough in your eyes. Disappointment, when verbalized, can quickly turn into judgment. No one enjoys feeling judged, especially by someone they love and respect. A child, no matter how old, still seeks approval from their parents. A grandchild, no matter how independent, still longs to make their elders proud. If they hear only criticism, they may begin to pull away, avoiding conversations or visits because they fear yet another reminder of how they have let you down. What was once a close bond can slowly turn into distance, not because love is absent, but because disappointment has overshadowed it. Furthermore, expressing your disappointments may not change anything. A past mistake cannot be undone, and a life lived differently than you imagined will not suddenly realign itself because you voiced your frustration. Instead of creating an opportunity for growth, speaking about your disappointments may only bring resentment. Some may argue with you, defending their choices, while others may silently carry the weight of your words, feeling that no matter what they do, they will never be enough. Instead of speaking about disappointments, choose to speak life into your family. Focus on the good, on the small victories, on the qualities they do have rather than the ones they lack. If a child did not become the successful entrepreneur you envisioned, celebrate the kindness in their heart. If a grandchild did not pursue the career you dreamed for them, recognize the joy they bring to others. By shifting your perspective, you create an atmosphere of love and acceptance, one where family members feel valued for who they are, not for who you wish them to be. Your silence on your disappointments does not mean they do not exist, but it does mean that you have chosen peace over conflict, love over criticism, and wisdom over regret. Your words have power. Use them to uplift, to encourage, and to leave a legacy of love that will be remembered long after you are gone. Every family has its foundation in relationships, and those relationships are built on perception. Your children and grandchildren see you in a certain way, shaped by the stories they know and the life they have witnessed. If you begin to reveal old loves, past infidelities, or long-held romantic regrets, you risk altering that perception in ways you cannot control. A spouse may feel betrayed even if the love you speak of happened long before them. A child may feel confused, wondering if the love that created their family was ever as strong as they believed. A grandchild may struggle to reconcile the wisdom you offer with the mistakes of your past. Revealing past romances can also create unnecessary tensions within your family. Suppose you speak about a love you lost, a person you never truly got over. Your spouse, if still alive, may feel a deep sense of pain, questioning if they were ever truly your greatest love. Even if your spouse has passed, your children may feel as though their mother or father's memory is being diminished by the ghost of someone else. Love is a powerful force, and even in death, its presence or the revelation of its absence can create ripples that disrupt the peace of those you leave behind. There is also the danger of bringing up old wounds. Some past loves were not merely lost, but ended in betrayal, heartbreak, or deep regret. Speaking about these experiences can bring unnecessary sadness, reminding you of pain that you have already endured. It can also stir emotions in your family members, making them question the stability of their own relationships or wonder if they too will experience love's disappointments. Instead of sharing past romantic secrets, focus on the love that is present in your life now, the love of your family, the friendships you cherish, and the moments that bring you joy. Speak about the lessons of love in general, the importance of commitment, kindness, and forgiveness, rather than detailing personal experiences that serve no greater purpose. Let the past remain where it belongs, not because it is unimportant, but because it has already served its role in shaping who you are today. There are some memories that are meant to be carried alone, not out of shame or secrecy, but out of wisdom. Your past loves belong to you, and they need no audience. Hold them close. Let them warm your heart in private moments, but do not allow them to cast shadows on the love that surrounds you now. Your deepest fears and anxieties are a burden that, after 70, should not be placed upon your family. Fear is a natural part of life, especially as one grows older. The uncertainties of aging, health, financial stability, and even the thought of death can create anxieties that weigh heavily on the heart. However, sharing these fears too openly with your family can lead to intended consequences, ones that may cause more harm than comfort. Your children and grandchildren look up to you as a pillar of wisdom and strength. You have lived through hardships, navigated challenges, and built a life that has shaped them in ways they may not even realize. When they see you, they see resilience. If you begin to share the full weight of your fears, you risk shattering that image. Instead of seeing you as the guiding light of the family, they may begin to see you as fragile, vulnerable, or even helpless. This change in perception can alter the way they interact with you, treating you with excessive caution rather than the respect and admiration you deserve. Additionally, sharing your deepest fears can place an emotional burden on your loved ones that they may not be equipped to handle. A son or daughter with their own responsibilities raising children, managing careers, and handling their own challenges may feel overwhelmed by the knowledge that you are afraid. They may carry your fears as their own, losing sleep over worries they cannot fix. A grandchild, still young and impressionable, may absorb your anxieties and begin to fear the future in ways that are unnecessary at their stage in life. By revealing too much, you risk transferring your burdens instead of easing them. It is also important to recognize that fear often distorts reality. What you fear most may never come to pass, or it may not be as dire as it seems in your mind. If you dwell too much on these anxieties and speak of them frequently, they can take on a life of their own, influencing not just your own mindset, but also the atmosphere within your family. Instead of a home filled with joy, gratitude, and warmth, conversations may become clouded with worry and tension. That does not mean you must suffer in silence or pretend to be fearless. It means choosing your words and actions wisely. If you struggle with certain anxieties, find healthy ways to process them through prayer, meditation, or conversations with a trusted friend or counselor. Speak words of encouragement rather than fear when addressing your family. Let them see your strength even if you feel uncertain inside. Instead of saying, I am afraid of getting sick and being a burden, say, I am grateful for each day and will do my best to stay healthy. Such a shift in language does not deny reality, but it frames it in a way that inspires hope rather than fear. Your family does not need to know every worry that crosses your mind. They need to see your wisdom, your faith, and your ability to face life with dignity. Fear is a personal battle, one that is best managed privately so that the legacy you leave behind is not one of anxiety, but of strength and peace. Your final wishes regarding inheritance and wealth distribution should remain private until the appropriate time. After 70, wisdom teaches that openly discussing these matters with family can lead to unnecessary conflict, expectations, and even divisions among those you love. Money, property, and assets have a way of revealing the true nature of people, and even in the closest families, discussions about inheritance can stir emotions that disrupt the harmony that took decades to build. The moment you begin discussing who will receive what, perceptions start to shift. Some family members may feel entitled, while others may feel overlooked or unappreciated. A child who expected to inherit more may feel resentment, even if they were never in need. A grandchild who assumed they would receive a certain property may begin acting differently toward you, not out of love, but out of self-interest. By revealing too much, you unintentionally invite opinions, debates, and even subtle manipulation into your later years. Inheritance discussions can also create competition within the family. Siblings who once had a strong bond may begin comparing what each will receive, leading to tension and silent rivalries. One may feel that another is being favored even if the division is fair. Even worse, some may try to influence your decisions, persuading you to adjust your will in their favor. The warmth of family gatherings can turn into strategic positioning where kindness is no longer genuine, but rather an attempt to secure a larger share of the estate. Beyond the potential for conflict, discussing inheritance too early can also place an unnecessary burden on your loved ones. Some may begin making plans based on what they expect to receive, only to face disappointment later. Others may develop a sense of dependency, assuming that an inheritance will solve their financial problems instead of working toward their own success. You have spent a lifetime building what you have, whether it is wealth, property, or valuable possessions. That legacy should be a gift, not a source of division or false expectations. Instead of openly discussing inheritance, take the necessary steps to secure your final wishes privately. Work with a trusted legal advisor to create a well-structured will, ensuring that your estate is distributed as you see fit. Make decisions based on wisdom, fairness, and your own values, not on pressure or external influence. If necessary, leave behind a written explanation, not for negotiation, but for clarity. Your family should remember you for your love, your guidance, and the life lessons you imparted, not for the assets you left behind. Keep their focus on the relationships you built, the values you upheld, and the memories you shared. Let them cherish the time they have with you now without the shadow of future inheritance hanging over them. By keeping these details private, you preserve family unity and ensure that your legacy is one of love, not contention.